Okay, guys, so aging. Now, I said that aging is a disease, right? Aging is cell degradation, and it is. Aging is a disease because it's a disease based upon antibodies being created by the pathogens and the mutations that are in your body. So, I've never been able to make that. I mean, I made the connection, but now I've actually figured out what aging is. Now we know aging cell degradation. Okay, that's very, it almost seems vague, but I'm looking at people in the population that are herbalists, that are vegans and vegetarians, and their health practices. They could be taking prescription drugs. They could be taking some kind of detoxes or pills, powders, and supplements, or avoiding certain foods and whatever. And so they may not have a named disease that they want to disclose. All right, we'd have to ask every single person that's a vegan and vegetarian who practices all this, stuff that claims that they're healthy and they're aging, what they're actually dealing with. And not everyone's going to disclose their medical history. So now I get aging is an overabundance of natural killer cells attacking your organs. How do those natural killer cells, those antibodies, get created? Because there's pathogens in your body and there's mutations. So those pathogens and those mutations are coming from the parasites. They're coming from the overabundance of candida. They're coming from their detoxes. They're coming from all of the exposure that's in your area. So aging is an overabundance of natural killer cells. Because how you know that those natural killer cells, when given to you in a massive basis, is if you actually mix the A and the B and the O blood together. So now I am getting this because I've said aging is a disease, but I've done the reverse reasoning and saying that when you are regenerating cells, you're then reversing the aging process, right? Because when you do cell regeneration from nutrition, your skin's going to change, your organs are going to change, you're going to see new hair growth, new skin growth, new whatever growth, right? Or you're going to see development. But I was never able to explain exactly. Now, I did say, yeah, mutations. But what does that mean? Yeah, mutations, okay, pathogens, negative elements. We did take it down to negative and positive elements. But it's even more than just negative and positive elements, right? And then violating the laws of the immune system. Now we're getting even deeper into this. Now we're actually looking at what they're doing in the industry with these immunotherapies and using these antibodies and using the body's, its own defense system, to attack these pathogens. Well, if they're doing that, then we're looking at the A, B, and O, and then we're looking at, these people that say they don't have any diseases, but they're aging. Well, what is aging? Oh, yeah, it's you have mutations. You have. I know people who said that they're relatively healthy. They're able to still function. They get up in the morning, they take their prescription drugs, they have mutations, they have missing organs, they have autoimmune disorders, but they're healthy, right? And they're aging. So what is causing the aging process? Oh yeah, you could say mutations, but what does that actually mean? Oh no, it's the antibodies that are being triggered by all of their health practices. When you're taking in prescription drugs, guess what? That's antigen. Those are foreign objects. You're continuously taking something that the body has to create antibodies against. What else? I mean, you're taking these detoxes, elderberry syrup, whatever, right? Those are all negative to the human body. The body is going to create antibodies against that. That is the aging process. When you have an overabundance of antigen, an overabundance of antigen in your lifestyle, it is then going to trigger an overabundance of antibodies, natural killer cells, NK cells. And then over time, yes, it's good, since it knows that there's a fire, but they can't seem to find the fire, but the fire is you. You are the fire. It's like the firemen running around. They know there's smoke coming up, but they can't figure out where it's being originated. But they know that everything, they're seeing signals all over the place. And so what do these firemen do? They take the water and they just spray the whole town, right? That's exactly what your body is doing. It can't find the actual pathogen because you're the pathogen, because you have a mutation that you never fixed, and you're taking in a continuous stream of antigen in your body. You got to know that your prescription drugs are antigen. You got to know that all your detoxes are antigen. All your little detox methods are antigen. I love you too, Jennifer. You got to know that your elderberry syrup and your DE and your pills, your powders, your supplements, your shakes, all of that are antigen. And then, yeah, now you're in California. You're breathing in all of that smoke that you can't escape. That's more antigen that's going to create antibodies, and that's going to attack your body. Oh, I mean, I'm just, right now I am, what am I doing right now? I'm reconfirming. I am being, not say redundant, but I'm reiterating this over and over and over again because I have to get this. I understand how this works now. So I've done the reverse reasoning with my Jilly Juice, or saying that the potential for the body to regenerate based upon access to nutrition, and that these are the ways that the body can regenerate if under the right circumstances to regrow limbs and organs. But then what is that mechanism that causes the aging process? Yeah, we could say, yeah, the mutations, the negative elements. And that is true, negative elements. But then what else? But what else is it doing? We got to get deeper. What is it doing physiologically? What are these negative elements doing physiologically? They're causing an overabundance of natural killer cells that are attacking your body, causing the aging process. And then the practices with the allopathic and the holistic industry just compounds the issue. And then they're doing the immunotherapies where they're artificially activating your immune system, the vaccine industry, and then people who are anti-vax exposing their kids to all the pathogens, and then they're practicing all the detoxes and using DE or using zeolite. I mean, they're using all these heavy metal detoxes with heavy metals. And so that's why I've been just so like on the anti-vax, because they're destroying. They understand the concepts, but they're using the wrong methods. Yeah, I'm mind blown, Jennifer. I'm on Macaulay, because I knew that the aging is cell degradation, and I knew mutations were part of it, and then I knew the negative and positive elements also played a part in it, but I didn't understand physiologically what exactly it was doing. Now, Kevin's going to then talk about the sodium channels and how that regenerates and it energizes, and the bioelectricity and all that. That's great, but we got to really understand physiologically why we're aging. Let's say the person says, I don't have any diseases, and you don't know, but you're aging. So they're not going to disclose to you that they have some kind of autoimmune disorder or any kind of disease, because that's their private, HIPAA, right? But they're aging. So when you look at somebody, you look at a naturopathic, you look at Dr. Klinghardt, you look at a homeopathic, and they're aging and they're balding. They have a lot of pathogens and antigen in their body that's causing the overabundance of natural killer cells. And it's not just the pharmaceutical industry, Jimmy Rawson, it's even deeper than that. It's also the holistic industry, which a lot of holistic people can't even wrap their minds around because they're so stuck on the plant-based stuff. But those plant-based therapies that are out there are also negative elements that cause immune reactions or an overabundance of natural killer cells, and it still attacks. You have to go deeper than, oh, the pharmaceutical industry. No, it's way deeper than that, because we have people in the holistic industry who are plant-based therapists who are aging like a mofo. So what's the issue there? Oh, it's because they still have pathogens and mutations. They're taking things that are triggering their immune system negatively, causing antibodies, and it's attacking their body. We've got to get off this whole pharmaceutical kick and just look at the industry as a whole, the allopathic / holistic industry. You know, I mean, that is the brainwashing right now, where they're trying to divide and conquer. They're saying, oh yeah, pharmaceuticals versus plant-based are two different things. No, they're not. They're the freaking same thing, because they're aging. Why they're aging? Because it is a pathogen. It is, antigen, and it's creating antibodies. Natural killer cells that are attacking, and it's causing the aging process. The aging process is a massive amount of antigen in your body creating antibodies. Jimmy Rawson, that's exactly how you have to attack this. You start playing the pharmaceutical versus everything else, you're playing into the divide and conquer. You've got to look at the holistic industry and the allopathic industry. Forget pharmaceuticals, they're both the same thing. Nutraceuticals are the same thing as pharmaceuticals, but when you say pharmaceutical, you make it seem like it's just the allopathic world doing this, but not the holistic, and the holistic is just as complicit, if not more. We've got to learn how to change the way in which we speak so we're not automatically feeding into the programming. Okay, so now I can explain why it is more than just a mutation or negative elements. Now I can explain exactly why aging happens. And then with aging, it is all the cancer, disease, and chronic illness. That's already a given. The aging process is the fact that you are triggering all these different autoimmunities and whatever. Okay, well, I've done my work today. I've done my job today. All right, well, you guys have a good day. I'll talk to you later.